Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and iOS 13 is about a week or so away, so I wanted to help you get your phone ready or your iPad or iPod Touch ready for that update, just to make sure you're ready to go the day it launches in about a week or so. So the first thing is you need to know compatibility, and unfortunately if you have an iPhone 5S, 6 or 6 Plus, they are no longer compatible with the newest version of iOS. When iOS 13 comes out, it will not be able to get that upgrade, so you'll be stuck on iOS 12.4.1 or any later security releases but based on iOS 12. If you have an iPhone 6S, 6S Plus, SE, those are all compatible, all of those phones and newer, so you'll be good to go there. Now, if you have an iPod, you'll need an iPod Touch 7th generation. That is the only supported iPod Touch for iOS 13. Also, when it comes to iPad, they changed the name to iPad OS, but it's the same thing as far as compatibility. You need an iPad Air 2 or newer, or an iPad Mini 4 and newer. Any of the new Air devices or 5th generation iPads are all supported, so you'll be good to go there, and all iPad Pro devices. Now let's take a look at some of the things you can do on your phone to make sure you're ready to go. Now, once you've determined that your phone is compatible with iOS 13, you'll need to make sure that you have enough storage in order to update to it. Now, generally, you'll need about 2 to 5 gigabytes of free storage in order to update. It won't use all of that after it's updated, but it will need that to complete the update in general. So to make sure you have enough storage, you want to go to Settings, then you go down to General, and then under General, go to iPhone Storage. And under iPhone Storage, it will show your actual usage here at the top. And you can see I'm using 29.6 gigabytes of 64 gigabytes. Now, if I was closer to that 64 gigabytes, or I had a bunch of things I wasn't using, or I had a ton of saved messages, it would help me delete that. And I can show you what that looks like on my iPhone XS Max. So you'll see here, we can auto delete old conversations. Now, if you have conversations with people that you like to keep, you don't want to turn this on. And then also review large attachments. So it's giving me suggestions to save storage. So just keep that in mind. It will also do that if you have apps you're not using. You can enable it to offload some of those apps so that it will actually allow you to install it. So it's a pretty simple process, but just make sure you have enough storage. Now that you have enough storage, make sure that you have your phone backed up. And the reason I say this is chances are it will be fine once you update. Usually there's not issues with updating, but if there is, you want to make sure you have a backup. And that means either through iTunes, plugging in through the Lightning port, and then actually using your computer to sync either on Windows or Mac, or you want to use iCloud. And the other reason is if you update to iOS 13 and you really don't like it, you'll only have a couple weeks usually to downgrade. But if you downgrade, you'll need that backup in order to make sure you have all of your data. So in order to make sure you're backed up, other than using iTunes, you'll go to your name here at the top, then you'll go to iCloud, and then under iCloud, again, you'll see all of your storage, but go down to the bottom, and you want to make sure that iCloud Backup is on. And if iCloud Backup is on, you're good to go. And then all you want to do is hit Backup Now. And it will take time depending on how long you actually, or how much data you actually have and what your internet connection is. But if you don't have enough storage, you'll need to purchase more storage. So if you're not using a lot of storage, you're good to go. You'll see I'm actually paying for 2 terabytes with iCloud, so I have plenty of storage. But if you don't have this, you can either pay for more. You can do that on a month-to-month basis and downgrade, so you could do it just for the month of updating and then go back. So if you go to Manage Storage and then you go to Change Storage Plan, it takes just a moment to load. Under Change Storage Plan, you'll see I have 2 terabytes. Now there are downgrade options, so you could upgrade for a little bit and then downgrade after just to make sure you're good to go. Now if you have a backup already, you should be fine, but just make sure you have that backup. Now the next thing is to make sure you have enough battery life. And the reason I say this is because maybe you're at work, maybe you're somewhere else, and you want to update to iOS 13, you'll need at least 50% if you don't have your charger with you. So make sure that you have at least 50% battery life, or you have your charger with you. Either one will work. If you're over 50%, fine. If you're not, then you'll need your charger. Now, the next thing is to get the update, you can check for it manually. It releases to everyone at the exact same time around the world. So if you go to Settings, then you go to General, then you go to software update, it will show up if you have it available. Now, if you have automatic updates on, this may or may not happen at the time it releases. It could take a few days. So just go ahead and check yourself if you want it right away, and you'll have that available. And then finally, make sure you have enough time to install this. Now, depending on your internet connection can determine how long it takes to actually download the update. Once the update's downloaded, it can take anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes to install. So just make sure you have that time available. It will work fine. You'll be able to use your phone until it actually goes to install, and it will prompt you to install. So when you're checking for your update, it will prompt you to install once it's ready to go. Once you hit that point, probably 10 minutes or so is what I would say is a safe bet for it to install. It's going to depend heavily on the device you're using. So hopefully those steps helped you get ready to install iOS 13 on your device. Also, I'll link this wallpaper in the description as I always do. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell if you'd like to see more of these videos as soon as they're released. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.